Do you feel like God has called you to start a business, but you're not sure if it's from Him or not? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 signs your business idea is from God and how to make money from it. Let's dive in. So, first thing first, we must understand that God is a God who will repeat Himself until you get it, okay? He will go out of His way to repeat Himself so that you understand what it is that He is calling you to do. Now, I'm not saying that He'll do this forever. But I'm just saying that he will repeat himself so that you know that it is him that is speaking to you. So most of the time, God will speak to you about that same thing over and over again. So for example, let's say you feel like God is calling you to open up a coffee shop, and maybe one day you're in the kitchen and you're just doing dishes, and then the idea to build or open up a coffee shop comes to mind, and you're like, that sounds pretty cool. Like, I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. I don't think that's something that he wants me to do. Or that's just an idea. I don't know. But then you start realizing, wait, I love coffee. I'm always telling people how they can have healthier coffee options. And then you just, okay, that's pretty cool. I could do this. I could do that. You start thinking of different ideas of how you could create this coffee shop. And you just think, okay, it was just an idea. Next thing you know, if you don't grab a hold to that, God can give you a dream. Let's say you notice a couple days later, you have a dream, and in the dream, you own a coffee shop and you are helping other people, or maybe you're working at the coffee shop, and you're like, you wake up and you say, wow, okay, that was a dream. Okay, that I just had a coffee shop. So that's his second way of telling you. Another thing that he can do is by flat out just telling you in prayer. You might just be sitting there and you're waiting to hear back from him, and he tells you, coffee shop. I want you to own a coffee shop. Sometimes he'll just drop a word and say coffee shop. That is his way of telling you these different things, right? And then it is up to you to partner with him so that you can start to build and make this plan, right? And so that's another way. Sometimes he'll send other people to tell you, okay? So sometimes he'll do that. Another thing is sometimes it is part of your testimony, okay? So sometimes he will use your testimony to turn that into a business, okay? So a lot of times there are things that we go through in life, and God wants us to actually use that to help other people. So he will use your testimony. One of the most common ones is you just sometimes just feel it. You just feel it. You feel it in your spirit that this is something that you're supposed to start. You can't shake it. You're thinking about it constantly. You're like, you know what? I think I'm supposed to start a coffee shop, but I'm not sure. Like, you just keep feeling it over and over again. And it might be something that you're already doing and you're not noticing. Maybe it's something that you're helping people with already. So that could be that God is telling you that he wants you to start a coffee shop, right? Or start whatever business it is. So God will repeat himself. So when it comes to trying to figure out whether or not you should do it, look at these different things that I just mentioned and start analyzing anything that you wrote down, any visions, any ideas that God has given you, and look to see if they match any of these things that I have named. Because 9 times out of 10, God has already told you. If you're watching this video right now, it's because you know that deep down in your heart that God wants you to build a business, but you need clarity from it. So you need to just go back to what are the things that he has shown me, right? And if you're like, okay, I still don't know, one of the things we do here at Design with a Purpose is help you get clear on your identity. Because guys, whatever God is calling you to build is part of your identity. It is part of who he created you to be on earth, okay? The second way that you know that the business idea is from God is that it is something that is going to make a big impact, okay? So when God gives us assignments, when he gives us tasks, when he gives us business ideas, it is part of his kingdom agenda, okay? And it is part of his kingdom agenda to expand, to bring people into the kingdom, right? It's a way to evangelize. It is a way to be a brand ambassador for Christ. And so when he gives us these different business ideas, we have to understand that the people that God has called us to serve, they also have a destiny. They also have an identity and assignment that's on their life, tasks, assignments that God wants them to complete on the earth as well. And so a lot of times when he calls these people to us, we are also helping unlock something in them within their destiny. And then once they're done working with us, they can then take the things that they learned from us, the things that we did to help them in whatever way it was, and then be able to go and help other people. It's like math, right? someone comes to you, they receive a solution from you, right? It unlocks something that's within them in their destiny. And that could be if you're healing, if let's say that you are a coach that helps people with healing, that's still a way to unlock something in their destiny, because healing can actually keep you from receiving everything that God has for you. That's part of your inheritance or your destiny, right? And so look at it this way. Every person that you encounter, you are helping them unlock something in their destiny. You are helping them complete the assignment, the calling, the purpose that they have here on earth. And then once they're done talking to you, they can help other people. So it just keeps going. It keeps going, guys. There's someone that is attached to you, and the person that's attached to you, there's someone that's attached to them for you to help, right? It's assignments, essentially. Another sign that it is from God is that it causes you to be outside of your comfort zone. So it might be something that you've already been doing in the past, but maybe now it requires you to do it on a bigger scale. So maybe you've already been helping people, you know, with their food or with nutrition, but now you feel like God is telling you that he wants you to open up a cafe to help others with their nutrition, or maybe he wants you to start a coaching business that helps people with their nutrition. If it causes you to be outside of your comfort zone, it's most likely from God. Now, the thing about it is God sees us bigger than we see ourselves. Like, let's just think about Gideon, right? When we think about Gideon, Gideon did not see himself as someone that was a soldier, right? He saw himself as just someone that was just, you know, working and just doing his everyday tasks. But God, when he saw him, he said that you are a mighty man of valor, right? But he didn't see himself like that. So when God looks at us, he sees the complete package, the total design of how he created us before the foundation of the world. And so if it's causing you to be outside of your comfort zone, it could be that it's from God. So how do you make money from it? First things first, you go to God and you confirm that what you are feeling is for sure, right? When it comes to it, God will give you confirmations along the way. Sometimes we just have to step out in faith and just say, you know what, God, I believe that this is what you're calling me to do. And so I'm just going to do it. But these signs I'm giving you are going to help you when it comes to knowing if it's God that has called you to do it. And then you can just say, God, I just want more confirmation, right? But most of the time, God wants us to just step out in faith and begin to do it, right? Faith without works is dead. So you have to sometimes just do it so that you can see, okay, God, what do I do next? Sometimes you just have to step out. So once you have identified these three signs and discovered that the business idea that you are wanting to start is from God, the next thing you would do to make money from it is get clear on who you are. So yes, God has given you a vision. Now you need to know, how did he design you, right? Because your uniqueness is what's going to make for a powerful weapon in business. It's what's going to help you make money from the vision that God has given you. So the next thing you would do is define who you are called to serve. So who you are called to serve is essentially your target audience. It is the people that you will be marketing your products or services to. So the next step in this process is to create a lead generation system. So you need to develop a plan to figure out how it is that you are going to have consistent leads coming into your business. Now, this requires you doing some market research. This requires you getting to know your clients, getting to know what it is that you are designed to do specifically within that particular vision, and then creating a plan around that so that you can attract the clients that you are called to serve. So essentially, when you show up in your identity and you know who you are called to serve, you will attract your leads, but you have to create a system in order for your leads to find you, in order for your leads to convert from not just seeing you, but converting into an actual client so that you can make money in your business. The next step in this process is to develop a brand strategy. Guys, you need a brand strategy. And I would argue you need your brand strategy before you actually need your lead generation strategy, okay? Because essentially, your brand strategy is what's going to set you apart from others that are within your niche, okay? One of the things that we teach here at Design with a Purpose is that you are God's product. So you need to position yourself within your niche, and you need to package yourself up as a brand and develop a brand identity, okay? And so this is how you would set yourself apart from others that are within your niche or industry so that people can be able to identify you over the next person. The final step in this process is to develop a marketing and sales pipeline strategy, okay? So when it comes to developing a marketing and sales pipeline strategy, you want to make sure that you have something in place of how you are going to market to your clients. What is that? Is that on social media? Is that through vendor? What does it look like? You need to have a strategy in place so that people can be able to find you. Yes, God has given you the idea. Yes, you have your branding, but you can have your branding all day. And if people can't find you, then it doesn't matter. You need to have a sales pipeline strategy in place, right? You need to figure out what you want your sales to be on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. How do you create a pipeline so that you have consistent sales coming in? And this is also tied to building out a lead generation system. So these are the steps that you should take when it comes to taking that vision, now that God has given you, and confirming that business idea, and then taking it and turning it actually into a profitable business where you can actually make money from. Guys, here at Design with a Purpose, here what we do is we help Christian entrepreneurs build profitable businesses from a place of identity-based branding. We essentially help you build out a framework from the place of identity all the way to building out a powerful brand strategy that's in alignment with you, to helping you build out your marketing strategy and your sales pipeline strategy. We do not believe that business is a one-size-fits-all. Instead, we help you create a customizable business framework so that you can execute it and you can be in alignment with God to attract the clients that it is that He is calling you to serve. And so if this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and book a free consultation call with us by clicking on the link in the description section as well as the comment section, and you and I can chat about the vision or idea that God has given you. If you loved what you have heard so far and you want to learn more about building a profitable business without the hustling and toiling, and you want to do it God's way, you want to do it based on His system, then go ahead and click that subscribe button so that way you'll be in the know when we drop new things, as well as sharing it with others who you feel might benefit from this. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I cannot wait to share more with you guys. Bye-bye.